It's a new season of Make 48, where teams are given a design challenge and must build a prototype in 48 hours. We are kicking off our competition series at the Kansas State School for the Blind. This school has been around since 1867 and caters to the visually impaired community from grades pre-K through 12. 6 teams of competitors will race against the 48-hour clock to solve the prototyping challenge based on skill and action games.
Hi, Lydia.
Hi,
Thanks so
Amy.
much for having us back at Kansas State School for the Blind. Would you mind showing us around your beautiful makerspace?
Let's do it.
All right, come on. We are in Makerspace 1.
So we have a Epilogue laser engraver, a bunch of epoxy in this corner. We also have 3D printers. You'll notice you have a carpeted area over here and then a tiled area. So as you're moving between the spaces, you can kind of tell if you're using a cane which space you're in. Let's go actually immediately back out through the doors.
Okay, so Lydia, we are in our mobile makerspace.
There's a lot of power tools you all can use. There is a CNC router, a table saw, some welding material, and a lot of woodworking stuff out here. So this tent is definitely the powerful power tool tent.
Okay, so now we're going to head back to where they're going to be.
Pit?
The pit, the team pit area.
And this is Makerspace 2, and all of the equipment as you walk in is going to be on your right side. And then you're going to have your team tables, or pit, if you will, on your left.
This is one of the best days of the year for the School for the Blind. Make 48 is here.
Make 48 is not just another hackathon. It's an innovation competition where teams are given a makerspace full of tools and equipment and expert tool technicians who can build anything the teams come up with.
It's important to host the competition here because it shows and demonstrates what's possible for students who are blind or low vision. If you give them opportunities, creating and innovating is for everybody.
All right, so we're going to introduce our teams. The 3 Rocketeers.
I'm interested in theater, forensics, hanging out with friends.
I'm really interested in growing in my faith. I also really love music and choir. And
the few things that I like is soccer, crochet, and sometimes reading books and drawing.
Nuts and bolts.
I like animals, like all kinds of different animals.
I like to make music and produce music, especially hip-hop rap.
I can only see out of one eye, so this seems like a bad thing, but it actually makes me a really good drawer because I don't have depth perception.
DNA awesome!
I'm quite interested in history.
I really like to deliver speeches, like I find joy in doing that.
I enjoy helping people and doing math and science.
Fusion Force!
I'm very personable. I like talking to people. I like to fish, really I do. That's one of my things I like to do a lot.
I am actually on the autism spectrum, so sometimes it can be hard for me to understand social cues. I really like to play the piano.
I really like to meet new people and be social, and I also like to play musical instruments, and I really like to work with computers.
The Innovators!
And I really like music, and I'm working on a business right now and making clothes.
I am into cooking. I want to open my own restaurant.
I live on a farm, so I do a lot of chores with kind of like animals, birds, and stuff like that.
The Machine Heads!
I like to play the trombone and also a little bit of the French horn.
I like to operate amateur ham radios.
I like playing sports, basketball, soccer.
Is everybody ready to hear what your challenge is going to be this weekend? All right, this year's theme is toys. You are to make a skill and action game that is fun to play and even more fun to watch.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I've never invented anything before, so all of this, underwhelming and overwhelming at the same time.
Some of the things I built are like shelves for my mom, build coat racks for our house.
We've come up with a lot of ideas other people have come up with.
Yeah.
That's
a good thing, right? That's a good thing, right? So what similar features can you take and develop that to your own idea, right?
Yeah, you guys are giving me ideas now.
We all had like 3 suggestions, like a music game. I said it like an outdoor game. And Mara said, let's do a maze game. And we just kept adding to it, and then we actually finally found our prototype.
Picture like a platform like this with a maze, Dremel or seed into it. A mirror of that maze on the underside like a trough. I love that idea for you to slide a magnet in. This is where this gets tricky and we need a hood. Like we want the game to be optionally transparent on top and opaque, so maybe like a
level 1, level 2 type
hood
deal.
we can open and close because it's got to be child safe. They can't remove the ball and eat it.
A key thing with building something, as someone who is visually impaired, it's hard to visualize what you're building. You have to develop a good mental picture so that you can stay with the team and actively contribute.
Yeah, we're getting lost a little too much in the details right now. I think we need to focus on what we want the experience to be, and then we get to the how from there.
Blindness and loss of sight is a huge spectrum, so there are some people like me who read large print, but I actually don't read Braille.
You guys tell us, is that true? Chase, would that work for you if you were playing this game?
If they're beep,
listening for a good beep or a bad beep and then trying to
cast at the good beep? Yes, that would work.
Okay.
It was really surprising how quickly we as a team came up with something that was actually pretty good.
Okay, but if you don't make it, you must
spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel. And when you spin the wheel, what happens?
Something happens that you don't want.
Unfortunate happens.
It was also really rewarding talking about the meeting with the patent lawyer.
And so I have a picture here.
Yeah.
The cube underneath can kind of be used for storage for other game boards because we're going to have multiple maze options.
There is a similar game made in Germany called Magic Labyrinth.
Okay, Magic Labyrinth.
Besides all of theirs is German.
Yeah. It's a big difference.
That's important too because we're just looking at US patents. So,
Yeah.
So
Do you want to run me through, like, I think the ball is right here.
Right. So it goes this way.
The squares with the circles in them are signs that have that make you lose your a light.
3D print this cone, and we're going to put a little ramp on the inside surface so that it gives it a little place to kind of get it started going around in a circle.
Okay. So there's just like a little platform right here, and you pull a lever and you just punch the marble down here into a hole that goes down towards your underneath the track.
Oh, so it's spinning, right? And you're punching it out of the track, so you're essentially, that's your way of collecting it, right?
Yeah.
We're got it.
The closest thing I could think of that would be close to this would be Hungry Hippos.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Teams like a patent only lasts you for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone
That game's older than that.
yeah, if someone patented Hungry Hippos more than 20 years ago, it's out there and it's for everyone to use. What we call in the public domain.
We got $200 and you need to shop till you drop.
So we want to get some wood glue, hinges, either spray paint or some wood stain.
Okay. So we need the supply bucket, magnets. Let's start looking for that stuff.
Okay, so what we need to find is something that is a card weight.
We got a lot of magnets because it's gonna be what makes our metal balls go around in circles. So we got a lot of different types. You don't know what strength you need.
I felt like a flashlight, so I thought it was a flashlight.
We need plastic, magnet, LED, ball bearing, and mini signs.
And then we also need a latch.
Latch.
Yeah.
You can kind of get an idea.
Yeah.
If you get caught eating licorice in the store, Jimmy, you're in all sorts of trouble.
What is this, a half-inch?
Looks like that's a half-inch.
Yeah, we can just cut
Which could be fine. That could work as well.
Do we need to grab that for now?
How many of these you need?
Grab 2.
We have these kind of 2 color options. One of them is really light and one of them is really dark. This one matches more?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a nice palette.
Oh, I like that. Hello. Are you guys ready to check out?
We got PVC cement.
We got tape,
Foam brushes for paint.
glue. They were like $90 under budget.
Grand total will be $148.53.
We
a wonderful time, and we were able to find either what we were looking for or satisfactory replacements.
We're gonna get back to the makerspace, and now it's time to really build.
I want to take you back and meet with some of the teams and get some updates on where they are at.
Jace, where are you guys at in the process?
I would say we're about 40% done.
Okay.
The parts are getting 3D printed right now.
We haven't really gotten anything built yet, which I'm a little worried about.
So what I imagine is the game board will be able to be removed, and then the other sides of the cube will be probably stationary.
I'll just let you sit here, and I'm gonna go to lunch real quick and let you.
I'll be right back.
So, right there.
Trying to like make more of a ramp, you know, make it kind of come and get more velocity, because originally it just dropped right down, and we want it to like be random, so it kind of, you know, something like that. That's the goal.
So 11 hours in 3D printer will have made the tower.
I mean, I don't mind sitting either, so.
I mean, I'm in it to win it, so we're
So
here
am
till
I.
midnight.
There you go.
That one's got a bunch of splinters on it.
Oh, definitely.
All right, I think we're in a great spot, team.
We're good.
Yeah. Let's go.
Hands in, hands in, hands in.
Rocketeers on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Rocketeers!
Woo!
Hey, Lizzie.
Hi.
Fancy meeting you out here in the wood
I
shack.
know, I'm just scrolling away.
Well, I'm just making a cutesy little Make 48 arrow here. Most scroll saws will have a speed, so we can run things really fast. We can turn the speed down. But my tip is more just confidence in yourself, because this does not move. And sometimes it's reassuring to know if the cut is getting away from you, you just have to tell yourself in your head, the blade is staying in one spot. I'm the thing that's moving.
Right.
See how it is slow, but very rough.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
not smooth.
All right.
When I increase this speed here, I'm getting a much smoother cut. And that's where I say that third tip there, I'm the thing that's moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for showing me how to do it. I feel like I could totally pick this up.
We got 48 hours along with the inventors to come up with a fancy dancy trophy. My first thoughts were using the shop bot and V-cutting everything out of brass. And then that way it's tactile, we'll have some braille on there.
Piece of walnut right here that we're gonna cut some of this, the rotted piece off, and put the inlay of the brass, either inlay it in or have it come off on pedestals.
Trophy!
All right, so first thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna mix up some epoxy, and we're gonna just harden up this area where it's kind of broken apart and it's the heart of the wood. So you have to get the epoxy mixed up really, really well, otherwise it will not set up correctly. So they say to mix it for about 2 minutes. So we're gonna pour this into these little cracks and let it just milk its way through it all.
So our goal with Blind Spot is that individuals will be comfortable with the uncomfortable, that we will learn to embrace being vulnerable, because that's how we make it better. While we think we know what it's like to be blind or visually impaired, or hey, I'm willing to be helpful and learn about how to be a good friend to those who are blind or visually impaired, we really can't understand that until we experience it. And that's what we at Blind Spot feel so strongly about. Totally blind. For the first 4 years of Mac's life, we'd take him to birthday parties and he would freak out because it was so loud. And we're like, Mac, it's fine. And then we went under blindfold just a couple of years ago and it's like, oh my gosh, I get it.
Even at my table, some people were getting emotional, attempting to experience how to access their food or access their beverages or access their eating utensils. These kids are brilliant. So they've been innovating you know, their whole lives. They've had to adapt to what we would call our sighted world. And as it turns out, these kids are naturals in this innovative space.
4, 3, 2, 1.
The reason why you should go invent, build, whatever the case may be, because it's a challenge. And it's always good to challenge yourself.
Before we started this thing, I think I was very nervous and reluctant. After I got here, everything became a lot less stressful and a lot more fun, and I'm really excited about it now.
I'm very excited.
I'm feeling all feelings right now.
Actually, I'm with Nehemiah on that one.
I'm very nervous, excited, scared, and worried.
We are going to welcome up our very, very prestigious judges. John DeLeon from the Kansas City Blind All-Stars, Lisa Maoni from Kansas City Art Institute, and Chris Carr from Blind Spot KC.
When I'm judging the prototypes today, I'll be looking for playfulness. I'll be looking for sort of how the logic of the gameplay relates to the interactions between the players.
I'm going to be looking at how marketable the product is going to be.
I'm going to be looking for a combination of simplicity and creativity. I like something that maybe requires maybe some sort of a physical component.
All right, here we go. The first team up is the 3 Rocketeers.
I believe that our team should win because we have a really good product and we're pretty cool, so.
Today we are here to tell you about our new game, Win or Spin. Each player will have 2 shots at making sure they can get into a cup.
But if you don't make any of your shots, you have to spin the wheel of displeasure. This wheel involves numbers and colors. The corresponding number and color has its own card, and it will show you what consequence you have to follow.
So the video was amazing. I wanted to buy one.
Obviously, we love the piece that should be inclusive for anybody if you were, I don't know, maybe visually impaired in a game like this. What is it? The same setup? You play the same way. You throw the ball. Would you have like a sighted guide to tell you to throw further, throw shorter, left, right?
You could feel around beforehand to feel the cups and see where they're at.
Yeah. Nuts and bolts.
I'm feeling pretty scared. I'm a little nervous, but I'm pretty good at giving public speeches and speaking in front of a lot of people, so I don't think it'll be too bad.
We made a magnet maze.
You can store up to 6 mazes inside of here. So what you do to start the game is you take the maze out of its storage place and put it in the top slot. And then there is a magnet controller that you can use to navigate the maze with.
For those of us with maybe a more competitive spirit, how would you win?
We have an integrated timer, and we wanted to have 2 game boards, so you would be able to break out a second game board and play 2 at the same time.
Fusion Force.
Welcome to our construction site. Please keep your hands away from the crane. So our product is called the Crane Brain. The objective of this game is to be able to pick up blocks magnetically from the work pit and to put them and stack them.
You mentioned that there could be a few different kinds of objectives that one could have. Would those be prompts that could come with the game as well?
The thought is that it comes with recommendations and then also advises that you should use your own imagination.
Being awesome.
We are here to tell you about our game, which is Fishing in the Dark.
So there's an easy side and a hard side. So on the easy side it has 12 holes and the hard side it has 24 holes.
You're also required to be blindfolded. All right. You also have a timer that is attached. We like to put it on the latch as it's magnetic. And it will count down. And you have to get it in that time.
Where or in what way does the scoring get recorded?
That's a good question. We didn't think about the scoring. We figured you could just write it down.
Or maybe the one with most fish wins.
Yeah, that's good too.
The innovators.
This game is fun to play and fun to watch. It is also easy to understand, but difficult to master. And this game is cosmic.
When you start the game, you would release the comets, which are up here, and they'd shoot down here, and they'd randomly go to each one of the 4 exits and come out. And then it's spin around using magnets underneath with the circle to move. And as they go around, you'd have to try to punch them into your pit. You would either see them coming, or as it turns, you like hopefully the ones that are close, you could hear it rolling.
The punchers. What would you put on the end of them? Maybe to make it hitting that. I can't hit that little ball with that thing. So
I was having issues too.
Okay. All right. Good.
What we were thinking of doing is making like a wood piece that would go from, they'd take up this entire piece, so you would be when you punch it, you'd be punching an entire wall.
The machine heads!
I'm kind of happy and excited to see what we did.
Can you explain how to play funnel cake with a K?
You get a marble, it spins through a funnel and falls through one of the 4 holes that are numbered. If it falls through the hole labeled number 2 and lands on the slot on the tray labeled number 2, you would move 4 spaces.
This game can also be played by 1 person, and the rules on that game is you get 20 spaces and candles, and you have to get to the end of the candle, and you say, "Blow out the candle!"
You guys are all done. How do you guys feel?
This is so important for them to get out into society and to be productive and to show everyone that just because they're different doesn't mean that they can't execute the same things. I like this one because now if you close your eyes, you can feel the ball disconnect. I actually think it checks all the boxes as far as the requirements are concerned.
For inclusion?
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah, I do think it could be made smaller.
The thing I like about this the most is it is 100% inclusive. If you're blind, visually impaired, and or you wear a blindfold.
I do think smaller is a little better idea.
Yep.
And of course, it's a prototype.
Right.
It is going to require somebody visual to help.
Yeah, guide.
I love the humor in it as well. I think
I do
because
too.
even in the presentation, the 3 Rocketeers were just so funny in their sort of almost acknowledgement of how awkward these games can be.
Remember that the top 2 teams head to nationals. The top team is going to receive $2,000. The runner-up is going to win $1,000. And the remaining teams are all going to win $500 thanks to our huge supporters, Nicole and Chris Carr from Blind Spot Pastry. The runner-up winning $1,000 and heading to nationals is the Magna Maze from Team Nuts and Bolts. The winner of the $2,000, the custom-made trophy, and heading to nationals is Fishing in the Dark by DNA Awesome!
I realize that not everybody got a chance to win, but I'm really grateful that we managed to pull off something this neat.
I'm just really proud to be on this team. They worked really hard, and it shows in what we've created.
I feel great. I know that, we worked really hard, and, I knew that what you put in is what you get out.
That's right.
And that's what I kept, sharing with the team, and it paid off.
Are you ready to do this again?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Positive. Yes.